When Iron Man was released in 2008, no one imagined that a man largely forgotten by Hollywood would become the foundation of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Tony Stark wasn't just a billionaire genius. He presented a flawed and relatable hero to the world. His journey didn't just inspire fans, it forged a deep emotional connection. And when it comes to Captain America, Chris Evans's portrayal has become an iconic image, a symbol of purity, sacrifice, and leadership. The place both actors carved out in the Marvel world is not only irreplaceable, but also difficult to even imagine anyone else taking their spot. However, Marvel has now officially declared that after Secret Wars, the MCU will undergo a reset. This reset doesn't just mean new storylines or multiverse elements. It's a clear sign that Marvel wants to bring back its classic heroes with new faces. Characters like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, who were central to the entire Infinity Saga, are now not just a possibility for recasting but a definite strategy. This decision isn't just driven by creative reasons, it's part of a long-term vision. Marvel knows that to keep its cinematic universe relevant for the next 10 years, they need to create new versions for new audiences. Robert Downey Jr.'s and Chris Evans's versions were iconic, but their stories are complete. Their arcs have finished, and their journeys ended on an emotional high. Bringing them back now would only serve as fan service. Secret Wars isn't just a climax for Marvel, it's an opportunity. In the comic books, when multiverses collapse, new characters are born in new forms. This very formula is being applied to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just as incursions and timeline collapses in the comics lead to Battleworld, the films will see a new reality created after a multiversal war. In this new universe, every hero's past will become a memory, and new faces will take the stage with new origins. This reset is, in a way, Marvel's narrative cleanup. After Phase 4 and Phase 5, where the tone was inconsistent, the audience was divided, and criticism intensified, a reset means a fresh start. They'll leave all the mistakes made during their experiments in the previous universe, and write new stories from a new timeline, featuring new characters. When it comes to Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, Marvel perfectly understands that their return shouldn't just be for nostalgia, it needs to mean something. If new actors take on these roles, they'll need to offer a fresh interpretation, presenting them with new depth. Marvel will expect audiences to accept these new versions for a new journey. However, this won't be easy, as comparisons are inevitable, as seen with the recent Superman movie where comparisons immediately began about which version was best. In fact, even when Tom Holland became Spider-Man, he was constantly compared to Andrew and Tobey. Because of this, Marvel isn't shying away from this challenge. Instead, it's making it a part of its narrative. Imagine a world where a new Iron Man has Tony Stark's tech, but the misuse of that technology throws him into a story like Armor Wars, where he has to fight his own creations. Or a Captain America seen as the world's new savior, but who is actually not Steve Rogers but Bucky Barnes, known to the world as the Winter Soldier. In the comics, when Steve died, Bucky picked up the shield, and people were divided. After the MCU reset, this arc could become an emotional roller coaster where legacy and guilt define a new Cap. We've already seen the audience's response when Sam became Captain America, and imagine if Captain America faced not Hydra again, but a story like Secret Empire, where he himself becomes Hydra. This has happened in the comics, and Steve even referenced it in Avengers Endgame, when he says "Hail Hydra" to Sitwell. For Iron Man, they could go beyond the traditional origin and explore arcs like Superior Iron Man, a morally gray version known as a public hero but secretly a megalomaniac, or a proper Armor Wars storyline that hasn't been fully explored in the MCU yet. Furthermore, there are rumors that the X-Men are joining the MCU. For the new phase of the MCU, the X-Men could be the most powerful card. The introduction of mutants has been delayed until now, but if they are launched into the main continuity as part of the reset, it would open the door to legendary arcs like Avengers vs. X-Men. Imagine a world where mutants are considered a threat, and the Avengers stand against them. A character like Wolverine could share a battlefield with Steve Rogers, or Cyclops could lead a rebellion against government-sponsored superheroes. This clash wouldn't be about power, but about ideologies. And the Captain America and Wolverine combo we could see would be quite exciting. In the House of M comics, the entire mutant population was impacted, and something similar could happen in the MCU, with Scarlet Witch's role potentially becoming as crucial in the movies as it was in the comics. She could essentially become a bridge between mutants and heroes. Another angle could involve the X-Men and Fantastic Four teaming up to face cosmic threats like Galactus. While we might see Fantastic Four versus Galactus now, The scenario then would be different, with all other heroes uniting to stop Galactus. We could even see the intellects of Iron Man and Reed Richards clash, finally revealing who the smartest man is. Reed Richards, who is tagged as the smartest man alive in the comics, or Tony Stark, who has been portrayed that way in the MCU. So when Secret Wars ends, it won't just be a moment to introduce new faces. It will be an opportunity for Marvel to adapt its boldest stories without the restrictions of any old timelines. Tony Stark and Steve Rogers' names will certainly be there, but their stories will go in new directions. A Captain America whom the world questions, an Iron Man who is a hero to the public but believes in control internally, and an Avengers team that the X-Men themselves want to clash with to maintain control, blurring the lines of loyalties. For fans like us, this won't just be a reboot. It will be a chance to see those legendary Marvel Comics stories on screen that have remained untouched until now. Secret Empire, Armor Wars, Avengers vs. X-Men. These arcs can become the next level of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel isn't just reinventing its past, it's preparing new icons for a new generation, which we'll see after Secret Wars. Technically, Marvel could create a mutant saga and also explore a dark magic area. Now that Mephisto has been introduced, there's a chance he could become the big bad of that magical realm, otherwise he might just remain a side character. Honestly, bringing Mephisto in felt like a big Thanos moment, but it happened in a way where no one really noticed or appreciated him as much as he deserved. Mephisto's story in the comics has always been about a big war, and seeing that on the big screen would be incredible. So, if you're excited to see Marvel venture further into the magical area and the mutant saga, get ready. Or if you want to see it go in another direction, you might have to wait a bit. That will either come as a surprise or as a planned development. That's all for today, guys. Let me know in the comments section which new faces you'd like to see replace Iron Man and Captain America, and we'll see whose choice fits best. To be honest, for me, these two are irreplaceable, and I haven't seen any young actor yet who could truly take their place. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section. See you in a new video with a new topic.